Sorry, I was just listening to the music for a second. Good evening, this is RaveCow. We're playing DuckTales. This is, DuckTales for the NES. It's one of my favorite games from when I was a kid. It is a fairly hard platformer. This is from the era when, oh, Huey's been kidnapped. Yeah, about that. We're gonna leave Huey. So yeah, this is from the era of not terrible licensed games. Okay, Mickey Mouse Capade's not great, but the Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers game and this game are both really good. The basic mechanic for this game involves this pogo jump, which requires you to jump, hold down, and push B. Or hold B. Basically, you hold B and down while you're jumping and you pogo. You have to, or it doesn't keep going if you land on the edge of something. You have to basically have enough room to do it. And yeah, that's... I just realized I forgot something. Oh well. So yeah, that's the basic mechanic of the game. Technically, this is a game that has it has two endings. There's a good ending, or there's a regular ending and a good ending. We are not going for the good ending, mostly because it requires you to take several trips through each level, which seems frustrating. So we're not going to do that. I will, however, point out what you need to do to get that. Like the special things you need to do. Okay, second level we're going to do is the Himalayas. So in this level, when you pogo, if you pogo into the snow, you fall. These goats might be the worst enemies in the entire game. Oh, I just respawned him. Okay. The first level, which I didn't really talk about much, was Transylvania. It's pretty straightforward if you know where it is. This game has lots of huge levels that you don't actually need to explore. They fixed this in the remastered by adding like little fetch quests and everything. I'm planning on playing the remastered a little bit later because I feel like it is it's a great remake of a great game, and it's something that A, you can compare to the original, and B, little trick there. So yeah, it's something you can compare to the original, like for real. It's that good. It's worth playing, and it is also something that is much more accessible. You know, this is an NES game. So not everybody's gonna have access to it. Whereas, on the other hand, the other one is available for Xbox, Steam, PlayStation, and Wii. Or Wii U and, you know, basically all the modern systems. I don't think it's on Switch, but you know what I mean. Wii U. Wii U, PS4, or PS3 or something. I don't know. I'll look it up. But, yeah, it's the remake's really accessible and it's really easy to go through. So, yeah. The basic idea here is, so you're Scrooge McDuck. Obviously, you're trying to go and collect treasures because he's a treasure hunter. It's what he does. The good ending is achieved by accumulating $10 million which you may notice we're a long ways off. That's because we're a long ways off. Part of doing this is getting hidden, so there's a treasure at the end of each level, which is $1 million. Oh, we'll need a key. It's in Transylvania. Okay. So this sends us back to Transylvania. Now, the key is actually in this mirror right here, but I want to try something. We're gonna try something a little different here, because I forgot to pick something up in the first time through Transylvania, and I want to see if it's still accessible. I don't think it is. But it might be. And if it is, then awesome. Nope. There's basically a heart container back there, which I was gonna pick up the first time through, but I forgot. Cause I'm just kind of going through quick. I kind of want to beat this. I'm pretty sure this is a one-sitting game. So that's part of why I'm not exploring everything fully and doing all the fanciness. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. That's where you get the key. So yeah, as I was saying, $1 million for each of the regular treasures, $1 million for each of the hidden treasures, which there are 2, and that takes you up to $7 million. That means the other $3 million you have to get are from just collecting stuff in the levels. And while I haven't been exploring them fully, you can't do that just by going through the game. There's actually a way that you can exit the levels without completing them, and then go back, and that's how you actually get the full thing. So that little shortcut right there, across the little ducts you have to bounce off of, was actually the first hidden treasure. So there's one down. It's pretty easy if you know that there is stuff there that you can jump on. Okay, we're just gonna take our time with this guy because he's really... Some of these bosses are not super hard, but it's just based on the... it's basically just you have to actually do it all right. And be patient and all those things that I'm usually bad at. So yeah, so that was the mines. It's pretty straightforward. Go around there and get treasure. I'm gonna save the moon for last. Yes, one of the levels is the moon. The moon is probably the best level. This is the one that's at the top of the menu, so I usually think of it as the actual first level. I'm actually picking my level order based on the fact that you have to go to Transylvania 3 times, and I don't want to spend too much time in a row in Transylvania. That was actually the logic here. Oops. So we're gonna hit this across. I can't ever remember where, I think there might be a healing item down here, actually. Nope. Okay. This was I always found this level really hard as a kid for some reason. I'm thinking it's mostly the bees. They're very, I mean, it's like any other NES game where when you get hit by something and then fall into the pit. Okay, so we're gonna be very careful there. Try not to respawn that one. Okay. Yeah, this part right here is the part where I died, like, constantly as a kid. Right there. That bee. Comes at you. Or that one. Like, that section. We'll go with that section. Killed me, like, constantly. Child me. Horribly scarred by that level. Okay. I really wish I had another healing item, but that's okay. I'm sure that we'll find one at some point. So there's gonna be rock here, and then you pogo across here. There we go. Little secret here. This skips just a chunk of the level, and it's not terribly exciting. Oh, that's right. It literally skips a chunk of the level. Like, there's a lot more to that level that we totally just missed because I skipped it. I apologize. I was actually intending to do it. I thought it dropped you back down. Okay, so there's another boss down. There's the scepter. And we have more money. Okay, so this game's pretty good so far, but this level is this is what makes this game amazing to me. So we're gonna start off with one of the best chipset musics that I'm accidentally gonna replace with this invincibility coin because I'm dumb. Yeah, you can kind of spawn that guy off. I'm not going to talk a ton during this because Moon. So, there's like, this is a really cool level because it's got like several steps to it. This is kind of, I feel like this level is the model for the remake. So you start off, you have to get a key, and then you have to go across to the other side here to get the remote, and that lets you into the underground area where the boss is. I really need a healing item, and I totally missed the pogo there. You know what that means? More Moon. You get to keep the key, so we don't have to go back and get that. Hey, there's healing items that we didn't need. Seriously though, I'm probably gonna link to a good, like, orchestral or whatever cover of this, because it's an amazing little track. One of the requested games that's gonna be coming up is ActRaiser. That's one of the other games I love the soundtrack for so much, and I'll be talking about that as well. So this, the very top of the spaceship, you go across here. This is a, it looks harder than it is, platforming section. That's the second hidden treasure. So if you were getting 100%, you have to get both of those hidden treasures and beat all the levels, and then basically you just have to spend a lot of time jumping in and out of the levels. Now Gizmo Duck can blast that wall. Bless me bagpipes. I really hope that they continue with the terrible, like, archaic and overly Scottish sayings when they do the remake that's coming out of DuckTales. If you did not know, Disney is putting out a new DuckTales cartoon, and it's got David Tennant is playing Scrooge. Oops. Okay. More moon. Hey, that's what extra lives are for, okay? Okay, so now we've got the remote and the key. Now you go this way. And I'm going to be absolutely terrified for very little reason. So Gizmo Duck randomly shows up and just blasts the crap out of that wall for you. There's actually a glitch where you can get that Robo Duck over there to hit you, and you will, like, your sprite goes through that wall. Oh, come on. Sure, the Beagle Boys respawn if you take them off screen, but the ice cream doesn't. I could understand if I'd already gotten it. Okay. But yeah, it always drives me crazy because, so for the speed run of this game, they totally skip this level. Like, you don't have to go up into the spaceship at all. You don't die horribly to the rat. You start back at the beginning every time. That's annoying. Okay. At least we have good music to listen to. But yeah, the speedrun of this game, they totally spend like seconds on the moon because you get that on the first cycle, unlike me. And you don't have to get the key or the remote because you literally get to this point and then instead of having to blast that wall, you just get hit and you, like, your invincibility frames let you go through it. Like through the wall that was there. Okay, so we're gonna try and suck less at this. I don't know what's going on here. So I feel like I'm landing on top of that. I get that I'm like not landing like right in the center of it, but I don't remember that being that hard. By the way, this game doesn't have continues. So if I happen to die horribly here, we may just be calling it a day at the moon. And maybe I'll come back later and play through it again. If I have to play through it again anyway, I may, if I have to play through it again anyway, I will probably go and get a, like, try and get the good ending or something, you know, to make it something a little different. I really just wanted to show off the game. That's really the whole point of these in the first place, is to entertain you and to... Yep, there's game over. So, much like the Lufia runs, I guess. I'm apparently not as good at this game as I remember. I really need to get a controller that I can use for this. Unfortunately, it's just not the same without an NES controller, a real one. I think there's adapters for that. Anyway, I'll jump in and play this some more later. After the rat, you just go through Transylvania again and fight the last boss. So maybe I'll just like get back to the end and splice it in or something. Since I've got that fancy video editing software now. So yeah, like, subscribe, and woohoo!